today I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks that you can use to work on de-desking. So undoing some of those habitual patterns that are not great for our body, things that happen as a result of maybe sitting at your desk for 8 hours a day, hunching over, typing, these repetitive actions and inactions that just make things feel a little stuck in our bodies. So here are a few things that you can add into your day. Some you can even do sitting at your desk. So we'll start with just a few gentle neck stretches. So you can take a moment to sit up tall in whatever place you're at. If you're on a chair or sit it on the floor, however you want. Nice tall spine here, shoulders relax down. And then you can just drop one ear over toward the same shoulder and relax the shoulders again. Take a few breaths here, just stretching the side of your neck. And then slowly tilt your chin down, rolling through center. And across to the second side. Get a few breaths here. And come back up. You can take that a few times. Play with holding in some different spots just to kind of get a stretch on the back of your neck. And then bring your arms up, open to about this goalpost cactus position. We're just gonna get a slight back bend. So breathing in to lift your chest, let your shoulder blades draw back, and then lift your chin and look up. You can let your head fall back as far as is comfortable, and then start to bring your chin back down, reset to a neutral spine. Inhale, open, lift the chest, feel your shoulder blades hug in, and then exhale, return to a neutral point. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, spread the chest open, look up. Exhale, back to neutral, let it go. Now we're going to do a little bit of movement for your wrist. So if you're someone that types a lot or writes a lot and really needs to get that movement back into the wrist, here's a good option. So we'll start with the arms reaching out in front of you. So hands are just in line, reaching forward. And then you'll start to turn your palms to face in front of you. So you'll see I'm pulling the backs of my hands toward the tops of my forearms. You can spread your fingers open here and just kind of feel that stretch, that squeeze along the top, opening along the bottom. And we'll do the reverse. So coming back through center, starting to tilt the fingertips down, now hugging the palms towards the bottom of the forearms. Finding that squeeze down on the bottom and that opening across the top of the wrist. You can take this a few times, kind of just noticing those stopping points on either side. And then you can make gentle fists and just roll out the wrists a few times in each direction. And if it feels good, maybe add in a few spirit fingers, wiggle out. And then we're going to get a little bit for your back. So starting just with bringing your feet to the floor, your knees lifted, hands can come behind you. We take a few windshield wipers to either side. So feet can be wide here, a little bit wider than your hips. So you drop the knees to one side and then come up through center, drop them to the other side. So we're just getting a little bit of a twist in the low spine, gentle movement for the hips. So I recommend breathing in as you come through center, exhaling to drop the legs to one side. Take that just a couple more times in each direction. And then we'll get set up for our final pose here. Just a gentle back bend. So I invite you to find a blanket. I like to kind of just take my blanket that's about this size and roll it up so that it's long enough side by side to come across the back and thick enough to give you at least a few inches of lift. So I'm going to bring this onto the mat here with the goal of having this blanket roll hit kind of just under my shoulder blades. So I might take a moment to kind of get settled here, get situated. That place where your hips can still be grounded, your shoulders can come to ground, but we're finding this opening kind of through the center of the spine. Arms can draw open here. Then you can decide if you want to keep your feet planted, maybe the knees fall in together, or for a little deeper sensation, you can send the legs long. Just giving yourself a few breaths here. Reversing some of that leaning forward that we tend to do when we are in spinal flexion, hunched over the desk. Here, coming into a little bit more of that spinal extension, opening in a back bend, just to serve as our counter pose. Go ahead and take 3 more breaths here. Or if this pose feels good, feel free to hang out and linger a little bit longer. You might even try it with a little taller blanket or even a pile of pillows. And when you're ready, you can start to bring your feet back down to the mat. Knees can fall to one side as you gently press yourself back up to a seat. So I hope that you find that these movements are helpful just to kind of get back into your body, make some space maybe where things have tightened up or are feeling a little bit off from being sedentary during the day and kind of stuck in one position. Feel free to leave a comment or hit reply if you're catching this in an email and let me know if these moves are helpful. Have a great day.